Look down any street in New York City or throughout the state of New York, and you will see the types of people that the law firm of Belluck and Fox represent on a daily basis.
The people we represent are ordinary, average people. They're not fancy bankers. They're not, CEOs of corporations. We don't represent corporations. We don't do class action lawsuits. Every case that we have is brought on behalf of an individual and that individual's family.
Though they have successfully prosecuted cases involving many types of serious injuries, the firm's primary focus is on mesothelioma, providing individualized legal representation for victims of asbestos-related diseases like mesothelioma throughout the entire state of New York.
We have attorneys in New York City, we have attorneys in Albany, in Rochester, Messina. We have attorneys throughout the state.
We represent workers, families of workers who have been exposed to asbestos and mesothelioma and lung cancer, diseases like asbestosis, which are scarring of the lungs caused by asbestos exposure.
The experts say most people who have an asbestos-related disease were unknowingly and unfairly exposed to the disease decades earlier.
There's a real, story here of corporate wrongdoing. The knowledge of asbestos goes back to 1920. The companies continue to sell these products well into the 80s. In some cases, they're still selling them today.
When you take a look at this list of everyday products that have contained asbestos over the years, it's easy to see why so many people have fallen gravely ill because of where they worked, or because they served in the Navy, or they used certain products in their homes.
In New York City, we have a lot of power plants that power the city, and those were central locations where asbestos was used. Asbestos was used mainly as a building material and as an insulating material in factories and power plants. There were many, many, many thousands of people employed in the shipyards, building the ships, insulating the ships, who were exposed to asbestos and still reside in this area.
They did home construction. They did other work around the house. They laid floor tile. They worked in a factory where there was asbestos used in the factory.
Roughly 3,000 new cases of mesothelioma are diagnosed every year, but Belluck and Fox carefully chooses to handle a small number of cases so they can provide a more personalized approach to each client.
We only have about 40 or 50 clients at a time, and we focus on individuals who have mesothelioma, so we give a very, very high level of service to our clients.
We try to open up a window into the lives of the families. And the only way to do that is to get to know the families. You can't do that artificially. You can't do that through paper. You have to do that through getting to know them, talking to their spouse, talking to their family, their children, and really appreciating, in this particular instance, the damage that was caused.
The damage caused by asbestos-related diseases are devastating and usually fatal within a year of diagnosis. That leaves the victim and the victim's family very little time to seek justice.
If you're alive at the time you file the lawsuit, the cases are given special treatment. So we get the case on a docket, which is rapid, which guarantees you a trial within 9 months to a year. And that's somewhat unique to New York.
That's partially why, if it's necessary, the attorneys at Belluck and Fox will also make house calls to ease the burden on those suffering the most.
Many of our clients are sick, so one of the things we can do to ease the burden on them is by visiting them in their homes. It's one less trip they have to make. One of the things we do when we go visit the homes is we inspect the home. We look around, we get dirty, we crawl through the basement, the garages. A lot of times our clients are surprised when I ask them if I can go down to their basement and look at their furnace, and we'll take the cover off the furnace and see if there's any asbestos-containing insulation inside the furnace that was there. We identify companies that contributed to our clients' exposure through that process.
The care and commitment the attorneys at Belluck and Fox have doesn't stop at making those house calls. They even find their clients doctors to meet their specific needs.
I think it's one of the most valuable things we do for our clients is help them get to the best doctors. We're not doing it because it helps their lawsuit. Your lawsuit's going to be the same, but this is your best chance for survival.
Belluck and Fox works on a contingency basis, meaning clients only have to pay them if they win their case. The firm has literally recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for its mesothelioma clients, and that's something that can provide a long-lasting sense of relief for the victim and their families.
There's something about the human spirit that people hang on until they know that things are taken care of, and many of our clients hang on until they hear from us that the settlements are in place. We try to make sure that they can enjoy the time they have left and have the peace of mind that they're going to be able to take care of their family even if they're not here.